Hey guys, it's Julie from Calm Belly Kitchen, and today I'm going to share 5 things that nobody tells you about the FODMAP diet. So are you ready to follow me into a dark alley? Let's go. Pay no attention to the pug in the background of the frame. Thing 1, it's okay to guess sometimes. Alright, so what people don't really tell you or talk about much is that not every food or every ingredient on a label that you're going to read has been tested for FODMAP content. And in that case, you don't have to pull out your hair in frustration or just toss the food aside. You can actually just make an educated guess, and in every case, you're going to be just fine. So what you should do is just run a quick little Google search if you're not sure what this thing is, and see if it's related to any other high FODMAP foods. So maybe it's an exotic fruit that's related to peaches, and you're like, okay, peaches are high FODMAP, so no. But on the same token, you can kind of work the other way too. So broccolini is not on the Monash app, but because it's so closely related to broccoli, it's pretty safe to just use the serving sizes that go along with broccoli and incorporate it into your diet. So it's also okay if something is really far down in the ingredient list, maybe it's like some crackers or something, some kind of a product like that, and you're just not sure what this ingredient is and you can't find any definitive information. Always do that Google search, but if it's so far down, it's unlikely to completely mess with your belly. Thing 2, it's okay to mess up sometimes. So don't wait to start the elimination phase for the perfect time. It's that saying, there's never a perfect time. The perfect time to start investing was yesterday. The next perfect time is right now. So the perfect time to start the elimination phase is right now. And if you know that you've got a trip to Miami coming up and there's no way you're gonna be able to resist the empanadas, it's okay. If you have a high FODMAP meal, wait for any symptoms to go away and get right back on the train. It's not going to ruin the work you've done eliminating FODMAPs beforehand. The elimination phase is not about a cumulative effect. It's about seeing if eliminating FODMAPs gives you consistent improvement over time. So no, one high FODMAP meal does not ruin everything. Thing 3, how you eat is just as important as the individual foods themselves. So, high stress, hormone fluctuations, how much sleep you're getting, how much exercise you're getting, salty foods, carbonated drinks, the list goes on and on and on. Did I say hormone fluctuations? I hope so, because that's a big one. So just know that it might not be the one slice of onion that's snuck onto your gluten-free hamburger that's causing you to have some symptoms. It can be that, plus all the other things going on in the crazy complex ecosystem of your body at any given moment. Thing number 4. And this one's a little crazy making, but I've seen it happen with myself and with my clients more than once. So sometimes when you eat a high FODMAP meal and you know you're doing it, nothing happens. So don't let this drive you crazy. Let's say that you're going out for Indian food at your favorite restaurant and you decide you're gonna treat yourself to a curry and a naan and you're gonna enjoy it. So you do, and the next day you wake up, you expect to wake up bloated, constipated, gassy, and all of a sudden, turns out you feel peachy keen. So what the heck is going on? Well, maybe you weren't stressed about eating because you had made the choice beforehand. Maybe your body was just in a really happy place for one of those, same reasons that it's always changing. So don't let it drive you nuts, but the way to try to duplicate those good belly days is to keep that food journal. And yeah, it can be a bit of an effort, but if you can start to see patterns and see maybe what you were doing with your sleep or your stress or the timing, there are so many factors, as we discussed. Try to look at that journal and see if you can duplicate those good belly days, but don't let it drive you crazy, just enjoy it. And finally, thing number 5. The FODMAP diet is not for life. Okay, the FODMAP diet is a learning diet. Never mind that pug. So, in the learning diet, you learn what foods and in what portions trigger your unique digestive symptoms. And then you go forth, you enjoy life's deliciousness, and you put in a few modifications based on what you learned. So maybe you learn that you can still eat garlic, just not as much. So the FODMAP diet is not a prison sentence. It's not about depriving yourself for the rest of your life. It's about learning and taking what you learn so that you can have more freedom and more control over that beautiful body of yours. All right. Okay guys, that was it. That was the 5 things that just don't really get talked about a whole lot in the context of the FODMAP diet. Not because there's a crazy conspiracy theory, but because they really are gray areas. And sometimes it's hard to talk about gray areas, but that's what I really came to do. And that's what I want to help you with, not stressing about things that maybe don't matter so much, or things that you might just have to take more time to sort of explain and understand. So that was the goal of today's video. It was brought to you by the Flat Belly Kitchen Group program, and I will talk to you soon.